3-1 to the Liverpool, 3-1 to the Liverpool, 3-1 to the Liverpool, 3-1 to the Liverpool. What a win, my son, what a win. 3-1 against the Manx, eh? What's happening, Liverpool fans? Back with another video to talk about the unbelievable 3-1 destruction of Manchester United, at Anfield. Yeah, so it ended up being the match that the match that got Mourinho the sack in the end, and it had been coming. I mean, for a few weeks, for probably a month, in fact, for a few months since the summer, because the way that Manchester United were performing on the pitch, the anti-negative football that they were playing, and the way that he throws out the main players in the team, leaving them on the bench, and this is what happens if you don't get along with your players, and you're always constantly picking fights, you're constantly moaning, and you're constantly blaming other people when it's your shortcomings that have made the team in this situation, put the team into this situation, and it took too long for a team like Manchester United, a club like Manchester United, to get rid of him. Now, I'm not saying that I was happy when he got the sack. I have to admit, as a Liverpool fan, I'm happy because I don't want to see Manchester United successful. But as a person, as a manager from the past, I do respect Mourinho because of what he's done in the game. The trophies that he's won, the teams that he's gone to, and the trophies that he's won. Especially when he won the Champions League when he was the manager at Porto. Such an unbelievable achievement with a team like Porto to win the Champions League, and then his success at Chelsea. Of course, he had the money. He had the financial backing from Roman Abramovich, but still, to come into a club like Chelsea, who had never won, they'd never won a league title, I don't think, let alone, to be successful. And yeah, so it was an unbelievable job, the success that he got at Chelsea, and even Inter Milan, Real Madrid, he won a lot of trophies. So you have to give it to him. He is a good manager. He has egotistical problems, though. I mean, the fact that he thinks that he knows everything better than everybody else. His record suggests that he does, but still, you have to be humble. You have to be a good person. You have to be respected by everybody in the footballing world. You can't just think that I'm the best, and what I say or what I do is, it's written in stone, basically. Nobody can say anything about it. And in the end, it ends up costing him his job, because a team like Manchester United cannot be sixth in the division and 19 points behind the league leaders, which is Liverpool. So we're very happy as Liverpool fans around the world, Liverpool fans in England. We're ecstatic that Liverpool are there. But to see somebody lose their job is not a good thing, If it had happened to us, imagine what we would be feeling as a fan base. So I'm not gonna start taking the piss out of Manchester United or bantering them. That's been done. Enough of that has been done now. We need to concentrate on our own success as Liverpool Football Club. We have a great chance this season, as I've been saying since the beginning of the season. But some fans just don't seem to want to believe it. Some fans they're so indoctrinated with Manchester City, thinking that Manchester City are unbeatable. They're the invincibles. They're the unbeatable team of the century, and this and that. And what's happening now then? Liverpool are league leaders, and they don't seem like they're going to fall away. So you've got to believe in Liverpool Football Club, man. As Liverpool football fans, Liverpool Football Club fans, you need to believe that Liverpool are good enough. They're strong enough to win the Premier League, and we're proving it on the pitch with the results that we're getting. In past seasons, Liverpool probably would have ended up dropping points, especially if it had gone to 1-1. And then you have to break them down again a second time. So in previous seasons, Liverpool wouldn't have been able to do it. They would have either drawn the game, or we would have ended up conceding a late goal and losing the game. So to see that we're now mentally and physically better, we can go again. If we can see the goal, we don't give up. We don't say this is enough. We just play out for a draw. We want to go on and win the game, especially at Anfield, and that's exactly what we did. And what a substitution. I mean, I was basically shouting on the computer to Klopp, please bring on Xherdan Shaqiri. Please, Jurgen Klopp, you need to do it. And finally, he brings him on with 20 minutes to go. with enough time to make an impact. And what happens? Virtually straight away, Shaqiri makes the main impact in the game, scoring the second goal. Now, some fans of other clubs and Man United fans are saying it was lucky, but if you actually follow Shaqiri and how he went into the area and how he followed the ball and he saw the opportunity and he took it straight away first time, and the power of the shot, that's what I was saying. Mane, Salah and Firmino don't hit the ball strong enough sometimes, You've got to wallop the ball. Just smash it. Smash it towards goal. Don't even think about it, man. This is what Robbie Fowler used to do, These kind of players. Or Torres. Just wallop the ball and it will be a goal in the penalty area. 90% of the time it will be a goal. If it's on target, of course. You need to get it on target. But just smash it. All these soft shots that Salah has sometimes and Mane, it really pisses me off, I don't understand why that they don't have enough energy when they're taking the shot or something, because they just seem to tap the ball sometimes in the penalty area. You need to hit it hard, hit it forcefully, hit it powerfully, and it will go into the back of the net. And this is what Shaqiri done. And the second goal that he scored, the third goal, Liverpool's third goal, a brilliant piece of skill, giving it into Salah, and then he turns, and then he lays it off for to Firmino, who turns and then gives it back to Shaqiri, who's running onto the ball, approaching the Manchester United penalty area, and he just side foots it into the net. Of course, it takes another deflection off, what's his name? The United defender, Eric Bailly, and it goes into the corner of the net beyond David De Gea, and that's the end of the game. We win the game 3-1. So we're very happy. As Liverpool fans, we're very happy, we're very ecstatic, but now we have 3 major games before the new year comes around. We need to win these games. Wolverhampton Wanderers tomorrow at Molineux, and then on Boxing Day we play Newcastle United at Anfield, and then a few days after that, I think on the 29th of December, we play Arsenal at Anfield again. So these are must-win games for Liverpool, just to keep the distance between us and Manchester City. 1 point is nothing. I mean, we're very happy to be league leaders, don't get me wrong, but I would have preferred it if it'd been like a 5 or 6 point gap, man. We can't seem to get away from them. We're winning all these games. We're playing good football now, finally. For a few weeks, about a month, we didn't play well, but we still got away with the result. We won the games, but now I think I'd say about the last 4 or 5 games, we've been playing good football. We've been attacking properly. We've been creating chances and we've been scoring more goals than we were at one stage in the season. So now we're on form. We need to go to Molineux and show Wolves, that they're just a newly promoted team. We need to beat them, knock them off the park, basically, and get the 3 points, stay at the top of the league. Now we can start opening up a gap now to Manchester City to 4 points, which will put even more pressure on them because they play one day after us on a Saturday against Crystal Palace at the Etihad. So yes, it's all down to Liverpool. If we can keep applying the pressure, then I think somewhere they're going to crack again. They're going to lose points until the 3rd of January, where we will meet them at the Etihad again. So, and then looking at the points gap at that specific time of the match, then we should play according to the point gap. So let's say if we're 3 points ahead or 4 points ahead, then we should play for a draw. But if we're only a point ahead, then we need to play to win the game. We need to try and win at the Etihad because we can't sit back for 90 minutes. You can't do that against Manchester City. They'll find a way. They will find a way to punish you. Doesn't matter how good you are defensively. They've done it to other teams in the past. That they have the quality. They have the lock, the keys to unlock the lock, basically. So they know how to get around defences. They know how to breach defences, no matter how good you are, how organised you are. And so depending on the points gap, this is what Liverpool should do. I'm very happy. I mean, I can't believe that we're still unbeaten. 17 games into the season, and Liverpool haven't lost a single game. We've only drawn 3. Compared to last season, at this time, I think we'd already drawn about 8 or 9 games at this point in the season. So, yeah, and we're doing brilliantly. I mean, it's unbelievable to see how well we're doing, how good we're playing. We look like a proper championship team now, championship winning team. And long may it continue, Liverpool fans. Long may it continue. So yeah, as I said before, I mean, it was a great victory over the Manc bastards because we hadn't beaten them for a long time. You know, I think 5 years, 4 or 5 years at Anfield, we hadn't been able to get a victory against them, and it was becoming tedious. You know, it was becoming, how do you say, it was becoming very frustrating because even when they were winning league titles, we were beating them at Anfield. You know, we beat them so many times in that period, and to think that we've been playing good football under Jurgen Klopp, but we've not been able to beat them, home or away. I think we only beat them in the Europa League. That was in 2016, I think it was, at Anfield, a 2-0 victory. We played an outstanding game on that day, and we should have beat them about, 4 or 5-0 would have been a fair reflection because I think David De Gea was the man of the match. He made so many saves, and yet he was beaten 2 times. And they only lost the game 2-0, but they should have lost it 4 or 5-0. And of course, we got the result at Old Trafford, and we went through to the quarter-final to play Borussia Dortmund. So all in all, Liverpool fans, it's looking very good. I wanted to make this video because I know that my subscribers, people that watch my videos, were waiting for my analysis of the game, for my review of the game, basically. And I haven't been able to do a video. And now I'm making a video now on a Thursday, and we play tomorrow on a Friday, Liverpool. So one other point that I want to touch on, please, Jurgen Klopp, please, for the love of God, do not change the team. If you're going to add Shaqiri or, Keita or whoever it is, put them into the team, but do not change the lineup, please. Just carry on with your best team. I've heard him in some press conferences and this and that saying that we need to use the squad, but when you're going for a title, you need to have consistency. You need to have a team that is gelling, that is a unit, that can play together. So you can't keep chopping and changing the sides. It will have an adverse effect somewhere down the line. You need to play it consistently. This is a team that is successful, Liverpool, at the moment. We're winning games, we're at the top of the league. You shouldn't be changing the team. No matter what, you can bring them on later on. If we're already 1 or 2 goals ahead, then with about 20, 25 minutes to go, you can take off some of your main players and bring on substitutes and give them a bit of game time as well, and also rest the main players for the Newcastle game, which is coming up on Boxing Day. We've got plenty of time to have a rest. We've got 5 days in between the Wolves game and the Newcastle game, so we've got plenty of time. And so there's no point in changing the team. You need to play a team that is consistent, that is performing together. They know their games. Everyone knows how to play with each other on the team now. They're used to playing with each other in the side, so there's no point in changing it, because if you tinker with the team now, it will only cause problems for Liverpool. It will only, make us unsure of what we're supposed to do on the pitch as a unit, because it takes time. When another player, another piece of the jigsaw comes into the team, they need time to adapt to the system, the way we're playing, and what they need to do on the pitch, what their role is in the team, basically. So there's no need for it. We can take Wolves, beat Wolves, get the 3 points, and then, as I said before, they've got plenty of time to rest for the Newcastle game on Boxing Day at Anfield, and so we should be expecting 6 points at least from these 2 games against Wolves and Newcastle. We need to win them. It's as simple as that, because Manchester City will not give up. I'm telling you, they're going to be there until, as long as it takes them, basically. And if we beat them at the Etihad, then maybe the gap will start to open up with them. But even after that, they will still be hunting us down. They will still be trying to catch us. And we need to be on a very, very consistent run, winning games, winning games in a row. I think we've won the last 7, is it? 6 or 7 games in the Premier League. So if we can carry that on for another, let's say for another, 11 or 12 games, and until the month of February, basically, and then we will start to see a clearer picture of how the league season is panning out, basically, what is going to happen. I feel that Liverpool will win it. I said it at the beginning of the season. This was my prediction, but I made my analysis and I said what we needed to do in order to stay at the top of the league. And thankfully, Jurgen Klopp has done that this season. It took him a bit of time to, get Fabinho and Keita up to scratch and to put them into the team, or even Shaqiri. But Shaqiri showed early signs that he was going to be a good player. You know, in games against Huddersfield and Cardiff, Fulham, he showed that he had the quality. He has the know-how how to play in the system that Liverpool play and to score goals at vital moments in the game, basically, and win us the 3 points. And he did it again against Man United, and it's brilliant. I mean, I never expected him to have this kind of impact. I knew that he was a quality player. You know, he'd played for big teams in Europe, such as Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, and he's been playing for many years now in the Switzerland national team. He's been playing good football there as well. So he always had it within him to be successful. And to see it actually coming to fruition on the pitch at a team like Liverpool, you know, which he deserves. Don't get me wrong, Shaqiri deserves to be at Liverpool. At the beginning, I was saying that he's going to be, you know, just a substitute or a squad player that can come in when we need him. But you can play him from the beginning and he will still have the same impact, I feel. He can control games. He can create chances. He can score goals. He can take, you know, set pieces, free kicks, corners. He can do a lot of things. He has a lot of attributes, a lot of skill set, and he's proving it now at Liverpool. For the doubters that were doubting him, I was one of them. You know, I have to admit, I was one of those people because I didn't feel that he would be able to do it at Liverpool because he played for Stoke City, and when they got relegated, I thought that would be the end of him. Basically, he would end up going abroad or, you know, going to another team and just being a bit part player, but he's come to Liverpool and he's done outstanding. Now, for the Alisson error, I wouldn't even say it was an error. It was a misjudgment from Alisson. Basically, he caught the ball from the cross from Lukaku from the left side, and as the ball was coming down, I think he let go and it hits his knee, and it rolls in front of Jesse Lingard, who he didn't even take a shot. He just slid into the ball and it goes into the back of the net. So it was an unfortunate situation for Alisson, and I don't know why some people are, you know, they're criticising him basically for a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. That could happen to any goalkeeper. You know, Karius has done much worse, and you're ready to forgive a goalkeeper like Karius, but as soon as Alisson makes one mistake or one misjudgment, everyone's on his back. You know, double standards. Karius done this many times, man. And I saw people in the comment section of videos analysing the games where Karius had made mistakes, and they were sticking up for him when he was making mistakes all over the place. He was ruining the game for Liverpool. He was virtually giving the game to the other team, to the opponents. And you were still sticking up for him, some of our fan base. So it's unbelievable that some of these people, you know, we paid all that money for Alisson. Give the man a chance, you know. He's only been in the country for 4 months, 3 or 4 months. And he's had an outstanding start to the season, Alisson. Look at the amount of saves that he's made. Look at the amount of points that he's won us. This is what we need in a goalkeeper, a confident goalkeeper. Not someone like Karius. Karius is a disaster. He's a accident waiting to happen, basically. And he proved it on a number of occasions. So I don't want to see him anywhere near the squad, Karius. If he's on loan, please stay there. Don't come back to Liverpool. And if he does come back, he has to be the third choice goalkeeper. Mignolet should be the second, or even Grabara, Kamil Grabara, you know, the youngster. He should be ahead of Karius in the pecking order. Do not put him into the squad again, Klopp, please. Do not favour him. I know that he's German, he's from your country, Klopp's country, but you can't be favouring a goalkeeper like this. He's a disaster, man. He needs to sort his head out first. He needs to get his head right, because I've seen some of his games in Turkey for Besiktas, and he's been making mistakes there as well. He still hasn't recovered from the Champions League final disaster where he ruined it for us, you know. So I don't want to see him anywhere near the club, please. I know that he's a Liverpool player still, and we need to stick up for our players, but quality is what sets players apart from each other. Top quality, and this is what Alisson has. Karius does not have that, man. And he doesn't have any kind of... there's no light at the end of the tunnel that he's going to become better, basically. For me, it doesn't look like that, you know. And so, anyway, we wait to see what happens. If he comes back to the club, as I said before, just put him into the third choice, behind probably Mignolet and Grabara, or make him fourth choice goalkeeper. And just coach him up, you know. Keep coaching him up, keep developing him, making him a better goalkeeper. and see where it gets us. I don't want to see him play for the first team. If there's not an emergency and we need to put him in, he shouldn't be playing, because we've seen what he's done in the past, and we can only base our knowledge on what he's done in previous games, and what we've seen has not made us happy. It's ruined our season. We should have won the Champions League final. It was 1-1, and then Karius ruined it again. With his silly mistakes, his lack of judgment, and his his nervousness in goal. He doesn't believe in himself as a goalkeeper. He becomes nervous. He can't handle the pressure. And when a goalkeeper can't handle the pressure, then the team, more often than not, loses the game. Because when you're put under a bit of pressure from the opposition, and your goalkeeper's flapping all over the place, and he doesn't know how to distribute the ball, he doesn't know how to come and claim the ball from a cross or from a corner, then you're always on tenterhooks. It's just a matter of time before you can see the goal in one game or another. And this is what was happening with Karius. So now we've got Alisson in. We need to stick with Alisson. We need to make him feel welcome at Liverpool, and he's done brilliantly. He's adapted to the team straight away, Alisson. This shows that he's a top class goalkeeper, because he's only needed a couple of months to adapt to the team. He hasn't even needed a couple of months. He was already good at the first game when I saw him against West Ham. So for me, Liverpool fans, this is all I wanted to say basically. Now the lineup, I'm not even going to go into the lineup for the Wolves game, because Klopp, seeing what he's done in previous matches, he could change the team a bit. I don't want him to, personally. I feel that we need a settled team. We need a consistent football playing team that is used to playing with each other in the same 11. So we should not be changing players at this stage of the season. Maybe for the FA Cup or games further down the line. If we can open up a gap in the league, then we can introduce some other players into the team and see what they can do. But for now, this is the most crucial part of the season. Until probably the end of January, we need to have a consistent run. Keep winning games, or at the least draw the games. Do not lose any games, because we can't afford it, man. Man City, one slip up and they will go straight back to the top of the league. We can't do it. We need to have the belief. We need to have the anger. We need to have the mentality that we're going to stay at the top of the league. And I think Lovren came out and said that we can go the whole season unbeaten, like the Arsenal team. Now, don't get me wrong. That is a bit of a long shot from Lovren, especially a player like Lovren. But he did well, He did well against Manchester United. I have to admit, I was a bit frightened because of what happened last season in the Old Trafford game, where he got bullied by Lukaku. But I think he had him in his pocket this season. He controlled the game. He didn't allow Rashford to play. He didn't allow Lukaku to get away with him. He won a lot of headers. He put in a lot of challenges at the back, and he played pretty well. His passing was good. He didn't panic. And because he's got Van Dijk there. Van Dijk is the main reason this defensive unit is solid, because he leads from the back. He knows what Liverpool need to do, the kind of football that they need to play to win the game, to manage the game. And long may it continue, Liverpool fans. We're doing very well. We're becoming better. As the season goes on, we're becoming better. We're playing better football. And now is the time. Now is the time to push the advantage home. We need to win the winnable games. Get us further away as we can from Manchester City. And then when we play them on the 3rd, then we will need to do a job at the Etihad. Whether we need to get a win or we need to get a draw, depending on the points gap with them at the time of the game. So we will see anyway. And for the Champions League draw, we got Bayern Munich, which is, I'm not overly confident. I'm not 100% confident, but I'm not scared of Bayern Munich, because they're not the team that they were 2 or 3 years ago. They're not the all-conquering, world-beating team that they were a few years ago. They went to the Nou Camp, I think, and destroyed Barcelona 4-0, and they smashed a lot of teams, top teams in Europe. So I don't think they're that strong at this particular moment in time, but they still have world-class players in their team. And I don't agree with some of the analysts and some people talking about the game as if it's a foregone conclusion. You need to take them seriously. especially the fact that the first game is at Anfield. We need to get an advantage. We need to win the game maybe 2-0 or 3-1 to take back to Germany, and then we can do a job on them in Germany, because they will have to attack us. And when they attack us, we can just pick them off with the fast players that we've got going forwards. Mane, Salah, maybe not Firmino, but Firmino holds up the ball. He brings other players into the game, and he creates chances as well, as he did for Shaqiri against Manchester United. So it's all very good, Liverpool fans. It's all positive. It's all, we're all brimming with energy. We're all happy with Liverpool, successful at the moment, and it's exceeded our expectations. Basically, I didn't for 1 minute envisage Liverpool coming to the end of December and we're still unbeaten in the league. I thought we would have probably dropped a few games by now, at least lost a few games, and the fact that no team has been able to beat us. No team has even been able to score goals against us. Forget about beating us. We've only conceded 7 goals in 17 games, and it's just brilliant. It really is. And hopefully we can celebrate in May as the Premier League champions. Please, God, please, it's about time. We need to do it, especially this season that Manchester United are struggling. It would really just put the nail in the coffin for them, and shut their mouths up as well. The other Manx, Man City, Man United, Arsenal, Chelsea, everyone, Tottenham. It will just keep them quiet, and show them how far Liverpool are ahead of them, basically, quality-wise. So that's about it, Liverpool fans. Hopefully another 3 points at Molineux, and then we go on to Boxing Day at Anfield, and we need to smash Newcastle. I know that it's Benitez, he's our former manager, but we can't be showing any sympathy, especially in a title challenge, a title charged season. We can't be showing any sympathy or any leniency towards Newcastle. We need to just put them to the sword, finish them off. And then we go into the big one against Arsenal. Now, Arsenal game is going to be tough because they showed in the Emirates how they can come back against Liverpool. And they played pretty well in spells in that game against us. They created chances. We also created chances, but they seem like a different team now, Arsenal. They're out of the League Cup as well now. So they will have more time to recuperate, more time to rest for the games. And they're through to the next round of the Europa League. They're into the last 32. So it's going to be a very challenging game for Liverpool, especially just after Christmas, in the holiday season, and then we can concentrate on the Man City game, I think 3 or 4 days later, on the 3rd of January 2019. So we need to keep on picking up victories, Liverpool fans. That's what I'm saying. We need to keep picking up the 3 points, keep developing our football, playing better football, progressive football. See, this is what I was saying to Klopp about Fabinho and Keita changing the dynamic of the midfield, and he's seen it for himself now. No Henderson, no Milner, or no YNWA, and Liverpool play better. They play more progressive. They play more attacking football. They create more chances in the midfield area. And with Fabinho, he can do like a defensive job as well. Defensive midfielder. He can sweep up at the back. He doesn't allow teams to break the lines of Liverpool and get past him to attack the defence, basically. And this is the kind of player that we've needed for a long time. He's like a Mascherano. Javier Mascherano type of player. He really is. And he's a quality midfielder. The pass that he played for Mane was outstanding for the first goal. The quality, the weight on the pass was brilliant. And we don't have a lot of players that can do that, basically. Especially not Henderson or Wijnaldum. I've never seen them play that kind of pass to the front players. And long may it continue. He needs to stay in the team. I don't want to see Klopp changing him. Please, keep him in the team. And then you've got 5 days until the Newcastle game. Don't change the midfield at all. Keep it as it is. Maybe if you need to, let's say up front, you need to take Mane or Firmino or Salah out of the team, and then you can put Sturridge or Origi or Shaqiri there as a forward player. But do not change the midfield. This midfield is capable to beat any team in the Premier League at the moment. They're so good. Keita, Fabinho. And Wijnaldum even. Wijnaldum did a good job against Man United. I was surprised because previous to that he hadn't really played that well in some games. And he kept playing negatively. He kept playing it sideways or backwards and this and that. So to see him actually playing progressive football trying to help the team to attack, to create chances, was very good because he had two good players next to him. This is why. You know, he had Fabinho and he had Keita playing in the same midfield with him. This is what allowed him to play better, to play attacking football. And for now, Henderson can just stay on the bench, or you can use him in the FA Cup game, which is coming up, I think, in January, the 7th of January, against Wolves again. So we can use him then, or you can use him against Newcastle maybe. See how it goes. But for this game, I would keep the same 11, Jurgen Klopp, or maybe bring Shaqiri into the team because he's flying. You know, his confidence is sky high. He scored 2 goals against the arch rivals, the arch enemy, which is Man United, and he's on cloud 9 at the moment. He's buzzing. So if he's in the team, he can do damage to Wolves, a lot of damage, I feel, and we can get another 3 points. Continue staying at the top of the league, basically, staying as leaders of the league. So that's about it, Liverpool fans. Thank you again. Thank you for watching my latest analysis video on the Manchester United game, the preview for the Wolverhampton Wanderers game. And I'll see you after the game against Wolves, which we play tomorrow. I'll probably make another video on Saturday to go over the game, or Sunday, depending, because we're coming up to the holiday season now. You know, we've got Christmas in a few days' time, and have a Merry Christmas, Liverpool fans, and a Happy New Year for all Liverpool fans around the world. And it is going to be a very Happy New Year because we're doing so well this season. We're buzzing. We're flying in the sky, you know, we're very happy. So, and it's been a long time in coming, basically, that we've been this happy. We've been this cheerful since the 13-14 season, I think it is. And hopefully we can win it in May this time and lift that trophy, that Premier League trophy, finally becoming champions of England again, which is Liverpool's trophy, basically. We've won it so many times, 18 times. We should have won it at least another 5 or 10 times in the Premier League era, and because of previous management, lack of recruitment in the team, poor players, mediocre players, and basically we've had a lot of problems, a lot of dead wood in the club, and we haven't been able to push on and become successful. We've won other trophies, we've won European Cups, we've won FA Cups, League Cups, even the UEFA Cup we've won. But we need to win the Premier League title. It's about time. It's been 28 years, my friends. Even now, some of the deluded Manchester United fans are still taking the piss, saying that Klopp has won nothing and Mourinho's won 2 trophies or 3 trophies. And if you look at the cold facts of the day, the cold, hard facts of the day, it's the truth. Because Mourinho has won trophies, hasn't he? But we haven't. We should have won the League Cup in Klopp's first season. We should have won the Europa League. We were leading the game, and we threw them away, the 2 trophies. Now, the Champions League final was always going to be tough against a quality team like Real Madrid, and we did well to challenge them, to stay with them. But when Mane came off, when Salah came off, you knew that it was going to be an uphill task. And because of the goalkeeper making those silly mistakes, Karius, we gifted them the trophy again. So this time, when we get to a final, we need to make sure that we win it now. We need to win a trophy, put it into the cabinet, get the winning feeling back again, the winning momentum, and then expect to win bigger trophies, better trophies. And to win the Premier League title would be the biggest of them all for me, because it's been too long, man. I'm 37 years old now, and I haven't seen Liverpool lift a title since I was, 9 years old, basically, in 1990. So we need to win it, man. We need to win it for every Liverpool fan around the world. They're all praying, they're all hoping, they're all expecting this season for us to win it. And we're doing very well up until now, but we need to carry on. There's no point in being happy now if we're not happy in May. All this hard work, all this grafting, all this consistent picking up results, picking up victories needs to actually mean something at the end of the day in May. So, yeah, we wait and see, Liverpool fans. Hopefully, we need to stay injury-free as well. Hopefully, we can keep all our players fit. And if we can add another 1 or 2 players in January, backup players, for the squad, or quality players that can come straight into the team and provide another dimension, provide Liverpool with more points, it will be very good for us. So that's it, Liverpool fans. Thank you for listening to my constant ramblings, and good to talk to you all again, fellow Reds. And take care of yourselves. Another 3 points at Molineux, and we stay at the top of that bloody league. It's about time. It's about bloody time. So take care of yourselves, Liverpool fans, and we'll speak again. Bye bye.